What's up, everyone? It's DSP with, I guess I could say, my first post-employment channel update. And if you don't know what that means or what I'm alluding to, basically, on Thursday of this past week, I was actually laid off from my full-time job. And I made a video about it. It was literally like as soon as I had gotten home from work that day. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. It's called Laid Off My Thoughts, or My Reactions. I don't even remember. I was like in such a state that day, my mind was just going all over the place with all these thoughts and things bouncing around. And so currently I'm unemployed, but the bottom line is I'm staying positive. And I've now had a couple days to let it sink in, to let me think about what I'm going to do, and basically regroup a little bit. So a little bit about that, and then we'll get back to YouTube, but I figure a lot of people are probably interested in that, so let's talk a little bit about it. Basically, I crunched some numbers. I tried to figure some stuff out, and basically realistically, I could probably make this work and be that I just make videos for YouTube as a job. It being that now that I don't have a full-time job taking up 8 hours a day, actually really it was more like 10 to 12 hours a day, 5 days a week, and having that time now to work on my videos and my gameplay and other things, I might be able to make it work. And here's how. It's not going to be based off of selling any product. It's basically going to be based off of my partner channel, which is this channel, the TKOHHD, and basically how much you guys participate with this channel, if you know what I mean. I'm not allowed to come out and just say, how you can do that, but anyone who's accustomed to YouTube and how the partner channels work, I'm sure you understand what I'm saying. So let me give you some perspective. I put out that video on Thursday right after I gotten laid off, and so many people, an overwhelming amount of people have given me support since then. Not only with donations, and let me just tell you something, so many people basically, gave what they could afford. And again, I didn't ask for anything. It was just, out of the kindness of your heart. You guys have pretty much set it up so that if nothing works out and I end up basically shutting everything down, at the very least, I'm going to probably have about 1 to 2 extra weeks at the condo here before whatever happens. So thank you for that. All that money, like I said, is going to be going towards staying here so that I can keep making my game playthroughs and things like that. In fact, really, the only reason that my playthroughs have become as good as they are is because I have my own place like this to do them in. And when I used to do them way back when I lived with other people, it wasn't as good. I was in a confined area. I had to be quiet. There's a lot of limitations. So this has been working out really well. I mean, ideally, I would love to do this full time. Obviously, I'm going to need the help of all my viewers to do that. So please, what I would say is this. I'm going to try to basically put out partner channel videos on the TKOHHD at least once a week. I'll probably, once a week, I meant to say once a day. Maybe a vlog here or there. Maybe I'll have a silly cooking video. Maybe something that I'm just doing, like I said. One idea that I had, and not that anyone's looking for this, but it might be interesting, is food reviews. Like, I've been bombarded with commercials for different kinds of new food that are coming out, like this new Burger King breakfast menu. Like, you've seen this ciabatta sandwich, this new ultimate breakfast they're talking about, and I'm interested in stuff like that. Is that really good or not? Because here's they're trying to push this new fast food breakfast at Burger King, because they're actually right in the commercial. Most people don't eat breakfast at Burger King. They go to McDonald's or something like that. And so the question is it any good? So I'm going to be doing stuff like that. This morning, I'm going to be honest with you, this morning I was starving. I ran out, I grabbed the new ciabatta sandwich, and I have a review of it. I actually ate it and reviewed it. So that might be something you're interested in. If not, that's okay. You don't have to watch that video. You don't have to participate in that partner video if you don't really feel like it. But basically, by me putting out as many partner videos as I can, I'm going to basically be able to continue doing this. Because as you know, partner channels, you have potential to make some money on things that you do on your partner channels with YouTube. Now, in addition to just this channel, the TKOHHD, I've also applied for partner status on DSP Gaming, which I don't know what's going to happen. Here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that my Dark Side Phil channel, way back when, a year and a half ago, when I first applied for partnership, it wasn't very big. And so back then when they looked at it, they probably said, it's not that big, we're not going to grant him partnership status. especially because he has gameplay footage up there. Now the next time I applied, unfortunately I had a copyright strike against me, and I'm thinking that might be what had killed me. Because let's face it, there's other channels that do game footage. I see them all day. There's other people who do playthroughs on YouTube, Let's Players. There's Machinima, which is the biggest one, has ads all over their videos. So obviously it's legal to do it. It's just that I need to get YouTube to buy in and basically make this channel, DSP Gaming, a partner channel. So I've applied for that. I'm going to also apply for it on the DSP Street Fighter channel. And yes, what that means is there will be the return of Street Fighter footage because I'm actually going to have time to play the game now. Besides that, I mean, that's what I'm trying to do. It's basically if I can get as many videos partnered as possible, and as long as everyone keeps participating, it'll work out. And let me put it this way. Outside of the donations, since Thursday, every day consistently people have been participating with my partner channel, and therefore if that pattern continues, then it's actually looking like I'm crunching numbers this morning. I was like, if it really does stay that consistent, this could work. I could actually do this as a full-time job, and you're going to get constant content. You're going to get constant gameplay of every new game that comes out. You're going to get co-op gameplays with John. You're going to get me going to tournaments for Street Fighter and things like that. Maybe, if this becomes my full-time thing, now I'll be able to go travel and go to attend gaming conventions and things like that and bring you footage from those, and maybe people can actually go out and meet me, in person at these kind of conventions. I've been thinking about, teasing about going to something like MagFest down in Virginia coming up later this year. It's actually the first or second week of January of 2011. I've been there before. I went there 4 years ago in 2007. I actually met up with the guys from ScrewAttack.com. We hung out the whole time. It was awesome. There was all kinds of stuff that goes on there. There was a rock band concert, but it was not really a concert. It was a contest, and I was one of the judges on the panel along with Stuttering Craig from ScrewAttack.com. And there's all kinds of concerts that go on there. I mean, some really great bands show up every year. I believe that year, unfortunately, it's been so long, they're slipping my memory who the hell was there. But, Power Glove was there. They're amazing, a really good rock metal cover band. And some others. So, really good events like that. And that could be an amazing amount of footage that I could use for the partner channel. But I haven't had a chance to do it because, I have a full-time job. I'm too busy to do it. So that's the kind of stuff that you could basically potentially see. As long as you continue to participate with my partner channels, it could make it possible. So yeah, I'm really putting some thought into it. Now, outside of the YouTube thing, obviously I'd love to do this full-time, but there's no guarantees in this world that something like this is going to work out. What else am I doing? Well, this week I'm contacting a lawyer. I'm going to have him sit down with me. We're going to review my separation agreement with my former employer. We're going to figure it out, whether or not I need to, anything else I need to do, exactly how much I am going to get, exactly over what period of time I'm going to get it, and when it's basically going to cut off. Because bottom line is, at some point, the money's going to stop coming in, and I need to figure out how much I have, how much my bills are compared to that, and how long am I going to be able to survive, basically with no, consistent stream of income. So that's coming up this week. That's going to be a pretty serious week for me. But so that's what I'm doing on that end. Obviously, once that's settled, then I'm going to sit down and seriously say, do I want to put my time towards YouTube? Do I want to put my time towards finding another job, in the business industry? I don't know at this point. I'm torn because I would love to do this full time, but I would need so much participation from people like I've had since Thursday. If I could get that consistently, it would work. But I know it's a lot of effort, for people to not only watch the videos, but to participate and do other active things in order to make it work out. I understand. I totally understand. Most of you guys aren't, you don't have 100 hours to sit here on the internet and participate with this kind of stuff. You're just going to sit down, watch a couple quick videos. But it might work if we can do it together. So we'll see what happens. I'll keep everyone in the loop, especially with the partner applications that I'm putting in. So now that that's out of the way, the elephant's out of the room, the question is, what's coming up? Well, bottom line is I'm going to have a lot more free time than I used to, so I'm returning to some things. So for example, Dead Rising is finishing. Actually, by the time you see this video, it's done. It's completed. The Dead Rising 2 playthrough co-op with John Rambo. If you haven't seen that, by the way, go over to DSP Gaming, my gaming channel. It's really good. 75 parts. Once we started co-op, the game became amazing. The game is really fucking good. Just that it was so difficult until you got to the co-op. Co-op makes it so much easier on your first playthrough. And actually, I'm actually playing through the game again, but I'm not recording it because I'm doing it more like in free time. You know, I'm just chilling out, bumming out, relaxing, and just playing through it. It's super easy the second time through because you keep all your stats. And now we're finding I can do all the missions now. Like I can save 10 survivors at once, and it's super easy because I'm so fast and powerful. So really, that game is meant to be played multiple times. But I think the easiest way to play it through the first time is with a friend. But anyway, besides that, what's coming up? Street Fighter 4, Super Street Fighter 4. Let me correct myself. I'm gonna play it again. Actually, right after this, after these videos finish uploading, I'm going to start playing. So, DSP Street Fighter, which has been defunct since July, which is my Street Fighter related channel on YouTube, is going to basically be revived. I'm going to make an effort to at least once a week start playing that game again and put up a set of videos, so at least I don't get super rusty, and if I end up going to a tournament, I'm not getting my ass beat, and that's a good thing. I didn't have an opportunity to do that before. But besides that, there's some odds and ends. Like, for example, I still haven't played Racket Sports for the PS Move. I didn't finish the Lord of the Rings game. I'm a little bit further than halfway done with that game, I believe. And it's pretty long. I think the game, in my opinion, is pretty good. It's basic, but it follows the story of the movie. It actually adds a little bit to the story of the movies and the books. And I like it, but a lot of people, for whatever reason, had a negative opinion of it. I don't know why. I'm enjoying it, so I'm going to continue that. Death Spank, I've been tossing around whether or not to continue with it, simply because there's already a sequel out that people are probably more interested in. And in addition to that, there's other games coming up. So I might or might not go back to Death Spank if I have time. But this week coming up, we have Enslaved, which is a game that a lot of game magazines were talking about, and then for some reason I didn't hear about it for a long-ass time. And then I walked into GameStop last week to pick up Dead Rising 2, and I looked at the wall, and there was a giant, I mean, I'm talking like this whole fucking wall was an Enslaved poster, and I said, wow, that game's still coming out. I was like, yeah, it comes out on Tuesday. I said, what the fuck? Alright, I'll reserve it. So I reserved it. So I'm going to be playing Enslaved, and then I'm going to try to sort out this whole NBA Jam debacle. Because apparently, here's how the story goes. There's a new NBA Jam game coming out, and there's a lot of hype around it because everyone loved the NBA Jams in the 90s, and there hasn't been one for quite a long time. And the original story was that it was going to come out for the Wii, 360, and the PS3. But the Wii was going to be the complete version with everything, you know, unlockable and all of that. And basically it was supposed to be that the 360 and PS3 versions were like demo versions, but they weren't the full game. Well, and they were supposed to come, I'm sorry, let me continue that. They were supposed to come on the Xbox 360 and PS3, they were supposed to come as like demos with another game, NBA Live, I think 2011, something like that. You weren't able to get them separately, as opposed to NBA Jam on the Wii was a separate game you could purchase. Well, apparently all that's been blown out of the water from what I'm hearing. And I'm hearing now is that NBA Jam on the Wii, yes, it is coming out this week, but it's an incomplete version. There's no online play. It's like, what the fuck? How are you going to have a basketball game with no online play in 2010? Are you out of your mind? That's like the dumbest thing I've ever heard. And now I'm hearing that they actually are making full versions of the game for the 360 and the PS3 that will probably be coming out next year that will have the full online play. So if that's the case, do I want to wait and hold off, or do I want to maybe get the game, maybe try to get some friends over and play it offline? I mean, that would be great to be able to play with friends, but I'm not sure how much, you know, I'm not going to sit here playing NBA Jam against the computer all day. That's not what NBA Jam is about. It's about playing against people. That's what it's always been about. So we'll have to see what happens. I got to get the story straight on this and figure it out. I'll probably ask the guy at GameStop on Tuesday if it came out and what the deal is and whatever that's about. So, but besides that, the schedule remains as it was. As you can see back there, after this week, you've got a shit ton of stuff coming up. I mean, just next Tuesday alone, you've got the Adam Wake DLC, The Writer, which is the final DLC for Adam Wake, and then the game's basically completed. You've got the new Medal of Honor, and you've got Quantum Theory. And so 3 game releases on one day. Previously, I wouldn't have been able to do anything with that, but now, I have nothing else to fucking do. So I'm going to be checking out those games. At least I'm going to try to check out all of them. We'll see what happens. But yeah, that's the plan. My plan right now is to basically take it a little slow. This week, I'm going to meet with a lawyer. I'm going to get my legal stuff in order. I'm going to figure out exactly what's entitled to me now that I'm unemployed. basically at what point I can apply for unemployment. If I can apply for unemployment, we got to figure that out, because I know that has to do with all kinds of stuff regarding what vacation days I had left at my employer, because they are, they have to pay me those. They can't just throw them out and say, oh, you earned vacation days, fuck you, So I have to get all that stuff settled, and then once I do, I'm going to really reconvene and say, gee, do I really want to put all my focus on YouTube for now, and do I want to look for another job out in the job market, or do I maybe want to try YouTube but have a backup plan, so if it doesn't work, I can fall back on something. There's a lot of things to consider here, but the bottom line is if you guys can continue to participate with any video on a partner channel, that's what's really going to get me going here. And if I continue to get the participation, it's potential that I could do this full time. That would be fucking amazing. I mean, right now is the time to do something like this, because the gaming industry is blowing up, multiple consoles, things are going, gaming conventions, things are going on. Gaming is bigger than ever. I would love to cover it all for you with an honest tweak, because as you know, I don't work for anyone. So if I can do this through, participating with YouTube, then I can be honest about everything that I play, and you don't ever have to worry about me being biased, which is the reason why I think a lot of people come to me and watch my videos, because they want that honesty. They know that I don't work for some corporation who's trying to sell something behind the scenes. So we'll see what happens. We'll see if we can make it work. For now, I'm going to try to get videos on the TKOHHD at least once a day, if not a couple times a week, so that we get those partner videos moving. Please, if you could participate in those, that would be great, and that way I can gauge whether or not this could really work. And besides that, I'm going to have a shit ton of footage coming up on DSP Gaming. All the game playthroughs we talked about are still in effect, coming up the next few weeks, next few months. And I'm going to go ahead and do some Street Fighter footage as well, at least once a week. I'm doing it today. I don't know if I'll have another chance to do it this week, but we'll see. I probably will. So, and I'll see if I can even start attending more Street Fighter tournaments and things like that to get more variety of footage up. So that's it for now. That was a really long update, a lot of information. I hope you absorbed it. I hope that it didn't, it wasn't too much bombardment at once. But thank you again, everyone who donated, who participated in my partner channel, who gave me just a positive thought, because I have so many messages now, people being so positive, and a lot of people appreciated the fact that I'm staying positive in this bad economy, and I think it'll work out as long as we all work together, you know what I mean? So let's see what we can do. I'm DSP, and I'll see you guys later. Thanks a lot. Stay tuned for a shitload of footage. Oh yeah, and if you want to know why I'm wearing this vest, I'm just fucking around.